Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast.
This pig came barreling.
Just ended up puking last night. It sucked.
Whoa! Ah! We gut it, we wrap it in tinfoil, throw it over the fire.
All right, everyone. It is the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast, episode 93.
93, we are live.
And super excited to be back in the studio. You guys have been watching all the podcasts have been virtual here lately. So, and they're good, and they definitely, we are the virtual aspect lets us do more podcasts for sure.
Yep.
But I definitely like this better.
I well prefer being in the studio face to face, but you're right. I think the virtual allows us just to reach out to people all over the world. So
correct. Yep, and even the guys who are local, you know, a lot of us, number one, if you're a shift worker, and then also between kids and stuff, it's just hard to get people here and stuff. I always feel bad sometimes to have people travel here.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to be like, dude, you got a phone, you got a smartphone, you can do it on there.
I know. I love this experience. It's a whole vibe, a whole experience being in the studio. It's always a great time being here.
Yep, and as you see, we've got a little updates going on. We've got some of our videos playing in the background while we do this. That episode right there was Breakers of the Mold, episode 4 with Ryan's biggest deer.
Yeah, my favorite video with this. Meant a lot, this one. This was the year after COVID.
It was.
Yeah, so my brother comes out as my apprentice every year. And the year before this, he got turned away at the airport. So this was his first year back. He's only missed 1 year out of 11. And it was the year before this. And then I obviously got my biggest doe, my biggest deer. That's on my wall. And the morning of shotgun was when you got yours.
Yep.
So it was a really good firearm season
for
us.
Yep, it was a good season altogether. And yeah, we it's crazy to see where we have been. We just saw, so it's October 7th as we record this, but yesterday on October 6th, we just saw it's been 5 years since I first recorded Jesse getting his first ever archery kill. Unbelievable. And that was the first ever deer kill on camera as TBLO started. I had recorded one other deer kill on camera 2 years before that, but that was before the brand had ever started or anything like that. Then that was my buddy Josh, who's now on the team as well. That was just him getting him involved and stuff. So yeah, it's just crazy.
This next video was really good. The latest video.
See if
just done.
There you go. I think
really good.
There we go. Perfect. But yeah, guys. I think it cut through. Oh, it's cut through on my buck. That's no big deal. But no, anyway, so it's, like I said, October 7th today. Ryan came by, has hunted all day long. You drove all the way through the night after your shift.
Yep.
Got here in the morning, crashed him on my couch, and then Nate and him were hunting all day. Didn't see shit, but
well, we seen 2 dogs. We did see 2 coyotes, and we seen your dad. And we seen his dog as well, and we seen 1 squirrel. So the first time we seen a coyote was in the morning. It was at 2:52, and then the second one was a little bit later in the evening, just before dark. And I was able to grab one of me jackrabbit calls. I got the dog to stop in its tracks at about 75 yards. But at the same time, I heard a truck, and the truck came along the road, and the dog just went straight into the woods.
Were you?
I was
ready. It sounds like you probably didn't have enough time, but would you have sent it at 75 yards if you knew?
It was far, you know,
yeah.
And there was trees in the way. In fact, so much so we couldn't even get it on. Nate had the camera shaking like a shaking dog. I kept saying, "Do you see it? No. Do you see it? It stopped right there. It's looking at us." So I'm trying to jackrabbit it, but he couldn't see it. Yeah, because there was branches and brush in the way. You know what I mean? So I could see it. So I took the camera, and by the time I looked up, the truck drove past, and then walked, and it was gone.
So I haven't got to watch any of the footage yet from them today. No, don't get me wrong. So I got groups, different pairs of people that I would group up for different reasons, To be 100% honest, if you told me, hey, you got to put 2 killers, like 2 people that you think are going to complement each other just to kill, Ryan and Nate together would not be my combination.
Set us up, Nate. He set us up. I told we knew it. We called it.
Now, 100%. Hey, pick two people up together for entertainment. Oh, hands down. You two together, I knew it was going to be great.
But you know what, though? I had faith in this the whole time. If we were given the opportunity, we were going to.
Oh, you both get shots.
Down.
I had no doubt about that. I wasn't worried about your shooting ability or anything like that.
The laughing, the jokes, the dropping shit out the stands.
Yeah, that was more of the stuff I was thinking.
But I can't confirm or deny that we actually scared deer away because we didn't see any.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. And my cameras have been going crazy at nighttime. Yeah. We had a big one move in on us the last night after like an hour after I got done hunting.
Giant.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can catch up with him. And it was a kind of a little bit of a cold front today. Not super cold by any means, but a little bit.
Like year, though.
Yeah, yep. And I mean, I really thought deer'd be moving tonight, but I have cameras on 3 different farms. Cell cameras, and I only had one daylight photo today, and it was at the piece in Tazewell.
Yeah, no, but we were talking about this before. I don't know whether any of you noticed this. One of the properties that I hunt on, it sort of like goes in phases. Like it'll be like absolutely chocker one day, and then maybe the next day or two it might die down or slow down, and then the third day it'll come up. So I don't know whether it's the pattern that the deer are on at this time of year, but everything about today was like, this is deer killing weather. Everything was perfect. The weather was great. The wind was good. The big drop in temperature, coldest day of the year. It felt like it should have been a deer killing day today. And lo and behold, me cell cameras in Mercer County were absolutely blowing up. Blowing up right through the night, and it carried on right through the day. I had turkeys in daylight, bucks in daylight, all different sizes, and I had a lot of those right the way up.
Good thing is, this was day one of a 4-day gauntlet for you.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're gonna go hunt a different farm. I was telling Ryan I'm very confident in tomorrow. I would say very good chance we're gonna see deer. And high probability somebody's going to shoot one. Now, to be 100% honest with you, one of the reasons I do think I have a high probability if somebody's going to shoot a deer is when I go there, not every hunt, but most hunts, I pass on a small buck. There's just a lot of small bucks out there.
Now, boom, small bucks,
I do not think Ryan and Nate will be passing on small bucks. So,
I got a very small 6 last year. My only goal this year is to get something bigger than that, whether it's going to be for the garage or whether it's going to be for the wall.
But you got 2 tags. You can kill 2 bucks a year.
I've got 2 tags, and I'm just desperate for meat right now. I think I've got about maybe 14, 15 pounds of grounds, and I've probably got about 14, 16 steaks left. That's it. I've got about half my salmon left, what I've got, and that's me freezer. So, really hoping that I can get at least one more fresh slab.
Yeah, I'm almost out of deer. I'm actually gonna get 3 pounds out tonight. Wife's gonna make us some deer chili tomorrow. So we're gonna have deer chili for I believe lunch tomorrow. So that's excited about that. But I know last time she got out some burger, she said we were almost out. So definitely I gotta hopefully get a freezer queen down, or we see a big one. I'll be super excited for that.
Yeah. What's the plan then?
What's the plan?
What's the plan for tomorrow?
So the plan is you and I, as of right now, are gonna hunt together.
Okay.
I got a spot. It's a tried and true spot. I've killed multiple deer from it. My buddy Josh has killed even more deer from it than I have. So he's killed a very nice buck out of it. And last year I hunted it on November 10th. November 10th for that spot is just really good for some reason. I saw a giant, and he was running. I don't think it didn't spook for me. I don't know what spooked it, but it was running to the south of me. And I had hunted that stand for, I probably hunted it 5 times last year, maybe more. And I always saw deer, and I almost always passed deer. Not quite, but I almost always passed deer. And it's just a good spot. And but I had never got a shot on a shooter buck. I remember October 29th, maybe 30th. I had a good buck come in, and we had a storm come through last year and knocked down some trees. So I got a little confused, and it was a big community scrape there. Well, October 15th-ish, 16th-ish, Austin and I were going to hunt that spot, Austin Rhodes and I. As we walk up there, I'm like, I'm going to freshen up this community scrape. So I take some RackGetters, I make a new scrape, or freshen it up is what I thought I was doing. And then I walk a little closer to the stand and realize, crap, the community scrape's right there. So I just made a new community scrape. Like, no big deal. That shouldn't hurt me later. What? It's 2 scrapes here. Yeah. Well, when you get in the stand, that new scrape I put up, I can't shoot it from the stand because of the tree that fell. It's within range. It's too much brush. Yeah. That buck came to a beeline, and I could just see him working that RackGetter scrape. I mean, just tearing it up, and I'm like, I can't shoot it. Really? And so I watched him for a couple minutes. All of a sudden, I felt that wind shift hit my back. Went right to him, gone. And he was he wasn't giant, but he's 130, 140. Definitely would have shot him. And then, but anyway, November 10th rolls around. I see that big giant. Didn't get a shot. And my buddy Josh hunted it that afternoon because like I said, November 10th is always a good day. He couldn't hunt the morning. I couldn't hunt the evening. He could. So he hunts the evening. And sure enough, a big buck comes in and he whiffs. He just whiffs and completely misses it. And I'm like, Josh, I've been hunting that stand 5 or 6 days, haven't got a shot yet. You hunted. That was his first sit there all year, and he missed. I was frustrated. It was like 20, 30 yards with a crossbow.
With a crossbow?
Yeah. He just whiffed.
Shaking like a shit.
Yeah, he'll just tell you, he goes, I just whiffed. Like, so it was just, good, but bad luck for him, but just bad luck for me. Is what it is. So, but he ended up stacking some does later that year with a 357. But anyway, the backtrack. Ryan and I are going to go hunt that stand. I went in September. You guys should see it on the vlog series I put out for preseason prep. I went in there and I cut some brush, freshened up that scrape, put some trail cameras out. I didn't even tell you this. I told you about the community scrape right there. There's actually another scrape out in the corn line, in the field line where they're already working that too. And then so there's a hang on and a ladder stand. Ryan's gonna sit in the ladder stand, and I'm gonna sit in the hang on. And we're gonna, as we see deer, we're gonna just call it out. If it's big buck, I plan on shooting. But any other buck, Ryan can shoot if he so chooses. Does, Ryan's getting the nod first. The only thing that could change that is there's a couple spots Ryan can't shoot. Yeah. So obviously we'll make a judgment call of like, hey, it's coming down an angle, you can't shoot. I'll take it. And then a lot of turkeys go there, and we both got turkey tags. It's just sending some arrows down the range if we see some turkeys.
Can't wait.
Yep.
I do love a good turkey nugget. And then Nate's joining.
And Nate's going to join us. Nate's going to hunt a different spot. It's actually a spot, if you guys watched it on the podcast or watched the video before, my brother Colton has killed a doe out of, and you would have saw him dragging it. He didn't get the shot on cameras before he was videotaping. But you saw him dragging a video. It was like 2020 maybe. Might have even been 2019. Had to be 2020. 2020 or 2021. Anyway, you would have saw him dragging that deer out. Nate's going to hunt that spot first. It's got acorns and corn. I have had multiple doe opportunities there and turkey opportunities. I've never personally had a big buck there, but a buddy of ours, Danny Walsh, that you guys will be able to see, and Orion actually helped us with that recovery.
That one.
Yeah. Danny killed that buck from that stand. Okay. That was his favorite stand. He loved that stand. Okay, yep. So that's a stand that Nate's gonna hunt because it works out good. So it's in I forget the tree it's in, what kind of tree it is, but there's a small oak tree in front of it. So literally, this oak tree comes up in front of you as your cover, and you shoot to the left and you shoot to the right. So it works out perfect.
Weather and wind.
It's a northwest wind in the morning. That's why northwest wind works perfect for where you and I are going to go. But then it goes to shift to a west wind in the afternoon, which is not good for you and I. But it's still good for Nate's stand. So in the afternoon, we have a couple spots. I figured I'm going to let everybody know their options after the morning hunt because, you know, especially if somebody gets a deer down, that might change some things. But Kyle's going to join us in the afternoon, so Kyle will be able to go and film somebody. Don't know who yet. You know, again, it depends who kills, if anybody kills in the morning. Kyle
killing it again.
Yeah, man.
This year. He was my hunter of the year last year.
Yeah.
On a banger.
He's got a lucky horseshoe or something. He has been on a roll ever since he killed his bear last September. So he killed that bear last September. You know, he had a rough spring.
Yeah.
But then that fall, he killed that bear.
Because he went back and he worked for it.
Yep, he worked. He killed that bear. He during deer season, he had good luck with the archery equipment. He did have one mistake with his gun. He just missed. Shit happens. But it was a clean miss, so that was important. And then, you know, we killed his... Oh, he got married. He got engaged. Engaged and married. Hog hunting. He killed the biggest hog in TBLO history so far. You know, over 200 pounds. I forget exactly what it was. And then, you know, he killed some other hogs. And then took him out very first time. Sat down and killed his first turkey. And then he got a new job. I should clarify.
It's on a roll.
He got a new job. He's now one of us, fellow law enforcement.
Man's killing life.
Yeah, so he's kicking ass here lately.
And that latest video that you put out, I thought it was really cool. It was great the way you put the cell cam footage in of the deer walking past the camera, and then it skipped to him.
That's actually I got to give credit to Kyle on that. So
that's what I mean. It was him that set the whole thing up. Kyle, the footage is great. The shots are great. His deer and wildlife are great.
Yeah, Kyle.
Keep up the good work, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. He's like, hey, he goes, I just realized I didn't get video because the way I forget what brand he's got. I think Moultrie, maybe. I think Moultrie. The way it works is it takes photos only, but you can request the video. It takes video. So he sends the request, and as soon as he got that little video, he sends it to me, and I'm like, and he told me, hey, I think you should set up the video like this. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Sounds good, and that's what I did.
I think it was really good. I think it was one of the best bits of the video. That really cool to see.
Yep. And shout out to Brock. You know, Brock. Brock is one of the newest members of the team. You know, I met him on a podcast back in late winter. Garrett went to academy with him. That's how this Garrett vouched for him and how he set it up and all that stuff. But Garrett vouched for him, got him on the podcast. It was great, good podcast. Yeah. He came down and shot the bow range with Garrett and I. And then shortly after that, Garrett was like, "Hey, you want to get on the team?" I'm like, have him on. There we go. And really he's kicking ass, man.
Yeah. Awesome. So what the team's got? 3 deer down.
3 deer down. Colton did not get his on video yet because he didn't have a camera. He now has the camera. Nice. That was my wedding gift to him. So shout out, congratulations to my brother and my new sister-in-law, Paige. Super excited. They got some big things planned hunting-wise for him. Obviously, they got their marriage and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. But, Colton's got a doe down already. He wants to fill the freezer, but Paige actually been shooting her bow. They're going to try to get her first deer with a bow. This period, first deer. And
make sure you get that on film, man. Memory to last a lifetime.
Yep, so that'll be cool.
Congrats to the couple. Could have been, should have been, would have been 4.
Yeah, we can. I'll let you talk about it since it's your brother-in-law.
Yeah, well, the experience itself was awesome. He sent the video. Jesse got out there with my little godson on a hunt. My godson was behind the camera for the first time, and he actually got an opportunity at a doe on a brand new property that he's just picked up. I think he's only
first
had it for
like
a week. Yeah, first hunt on it. He's only had it for a week. He got some cameras out, got his blinds, and it all worked out really well. And then I know he went back this morning. I think he must have been out for like 3 hours. I think he texted me at like 5:45 saying I'm on my way.
He definitely put his due diligence in looking for the deer.
3+ hours or something, but unfortunately didn't find it. I know it went over to the neighbour's yard.
So that's actually a good topic to talk about here a little bit. Frontal shots with archery equipment. It's definitely, and I would say it's been on a upwards trend here lately. People taking that frontal shot, you know, people from like watching like the hunting public and born and raised on elk and stuff like that. You know, frontal shots become popular, and it is a deadly shot if you get it into the body cavity. But you only got a softball size window, and you know everything's got to be perfect. And you know, even at the range, if you're making it the size of a golf ball in that softball, that's awesome and all, but that's at a 3D target. That's a 3D target, you know, whatever. You're not sitting there shaking.
Got the deer duck.
Yeah.
I've dropped deer on the spot with a frontal shot with a shotgun, like dropped it on the spot. The other thing is that you got to keep in mind that the jugular does run down the front, the esophagus runs down the front, so you know you get. And you know what the funniest thing is? After he sent the video and said it was a frontal shot on it, later that night I was on the Illinois deer hunting Facebook page, and someone had posted a video of a dead doe down, and he got a neck shot. I mean, and he said that it didn't go 30 yards, but it looked like he got a really good. It bled out straight away, you know. So
I've killed multiple deer with frontal shots with a gun.
Yeah,
I've only ever killed one deer frontal shots with a bow. I tried to avoid taking that shot. Now, 100%, that doe at 10 yards, I would have felt comfortable.
But the other thing is, though, he was in a blind.
Yep.
So he was level with it.
So he's level. That's important. That's important. You want to be level. That's another thing too. That's tough.
I'd probably pass from a tree stand. But from a blind at 10 yards, if it was staring at me, I'd neck shot it for sure.
So, and the only time I took a frontal shot on a deer, I had actually already shot her. She jumped my string. Problem was, as I shot, the front of my stabilizer hit the blinds. I made a little pop noise, so she kind of started to jump from scared when I shot. So the broadhead actually cut her stomach open. As she's running, guts are going out with her. Oh my God. Which anyway, she ran only like 20-30 yards, and this was before the brand. This was like, I was out of college, so I had to be like 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. And she actually turned and faced me for that frontal. I'm like, well, I want her to die as soon as possible. And I sent a punch, and she ran 5 feet and died. So, but like my biggest buck, you know, well, I don't know if he's my biggest, but my proudest buck that I chased for 3 years, that's hanging on my wall. I shot him frontal with a gun, you know, and he died right there. I mean, it's all on video and stuff.
Was an 8-pointer, my first ever one. Look at that date. It is 2017, so we were filming that in 2017.
That was before the brand even, man. That was
I had what was it, like the original GoPro, the silver. Remember the silver GoPros? I had that on 2017. Jesus, that's 4 years.
That was the first time hunting with you. That's when I just met you.
Yeah, 7-8 years coming up to.
Yeah, I've been hunting for 7 years. That's crazy, man.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
Still got a long way to go as well. Still got a long way to go.
Man, of course, unfortunately, you guys only kept that lease for 1 year.
Yeah.
You know, we had that lease there was Southern 80 acres that attached to my family farm, and it was owned by the coal mine. Unfortunately, it the very next year in 2020, the coal mine decided to sell it. So Friday, Jesse got kicked off.
Got me first bow kill. That was my first bow kill, though. I did get that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, can't wait. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Me too.
You've got me really excited. I'll be honest.
Like I said, I'd be really, really surprised if there's not a deer down, an opportunity at least. It's just a spot we're going. It's here in Fulton County, Illinois. If you guys are fans of the channel, you guys have seen this farm on multiple hunts. A lot of deer get killed on it every year, and that's usually where I take people to go get their turkeys.
I love a good deer.
Yeah. And we got a possum there last year.
Good. What? A possum?
United.
Oh,
the third one.
Is that it?
Yeah, we did. So everything dies there.
Yeah.
No, it's just a high deer density. So the best way I describe it between that place and my family farm here, family farm has less deer, but we have bigger deer here. Like I've never I've never seen a deer that's pushing 200 inches at this farm we're going to go to. I know they exist. I know they're out there.
Yeah.
And I've seen on trail cam, I have seen some that were probably 180. But the biggest buck I have ever seen out there, my naked eye, 150, 160. You know, he's giant. I have him on video. I was freaking out when I saw him. But here, I mean, I've seen some absolute giants here hunting. And I have a trail cam picture of a buck that was right around 200 inches, and he ended up getting killed the next year where he actually went down. And he was 193, so I think he was 200 the year I saw him. So
I hope one day I get to see one. The biggest buck I've ever seen in life is the one that's hanging on my wall. I think it was 332 and a quarter or something. That's the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. So you're talking 180s, 200s. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, and nothing against Mercer County. Mercer County's got some big deer. They're there. But, you know, I got 3 Fulton County farms I can hunt, plus another farm that's out of county. It's still good. And you're hunting 10 acres.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a big difference there. Yeah. But, I mean, your trail cam, you got some bucks that are put over 130 on there, maybe 140. Yeah. So, and it's all obviously not about the score.
Listen, we know there's 200s, like, when I say we've seen giants, even from 600-700 yards away. Giants, mate. Just never seen.
Listen, I don't know who your neighbors are, but if I have to watch Jesse, and maybe not you, sit in that one buddy stand anymore during shotgun season with that big tower blind all the way on the neighbors, and these deer are just running right past him. I'm like, why is this guy not hunting every year?
No, it's unbelievable.
Every single year, I'm like, why is nobody hunting that?
It's like they've got 2, and that trail from one side to the other is just like, you sit there, you see 30-40 turkey back and forth, the deer back and forth, deer chasing back and forth, does that way, bucks that, you know, it's just...
And to be honest with you, if I did not see that footage and you just showed me on the map and showed me that tower blind, I'd be like, that's a terrible spot. It's in the middle of the goddamn open. Why would you want to sit there?
It's a cut through, mate.
Yeah.
From one timber to the next, and that they use it every time.
I don't know how many years of footage now I've edited for you guys where I'm just seeing those deer. Like, what the hell? Yeah. And they got to be pretty close to bow range. I know definitely gun range, but they got to be right there.
Them tower blinds, the turkey, I think it got footage last year or the year before. Surrounded, must have been about 30 of them. And I was saying the same thing, why aren't I hearing no bangs? I'm sitting on the other side of the fence with a shotgun, trying to call them over, but it wasn't happening. There was, must have been about 15-20 hens and about 3 toms in the pack, so I was never calling them over, but I'm going to try. Yeah, so hopefully we can get the job done tomorrow. I'm super excited to get back out. It was my first sit today, so it just felt so good to be out there. It felt so good to be back in the stand. I had to work out a few little kinks in my gear, but for the most part, everything was packed and where I wanted it, because I was supposed to go out last weekend. So just didn't want to risk it with the amount of sleep I had. It just wasn't worth it knowing I had this week. So everything was packed up. The one thing that I'll get a chance over the next 3 days to work on is my camera arm, my camera skills, and a few more bits and bobs that I need to figure out. But otherwise, though, my gear's there and ready to rock and roll. Can't wait. We're up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Meeting Nate Dog, 4:45. And how long does it take to get there? 15?
From Lewistown takes about 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes from Lewistown. So it's, for us, about 20-minute drive. So no, I guess before we end this BS session, plan is after tomorrow for sure around lunch, maybe even supper, depending. We want to jump on the podcast again with Nate. So that'll probably be 94 at that time. We may split it up because old Nate and I got another podcast to do later this week. So we're planning on doing weekly podcasts kind of like this. And a lot of these, you know, we always do guests throughout the year, but a lot of these deer season podcasts going to be BS sessions like this, talking about what we're seeing. You know, we'll try to get people on when they kill one. Like, I know Kyle already plans on coming on.
I did speak to the Polish Hammer. I'd like to introduce everyone to someone, so he's definitely game for it. Very much looking forward to it.
Sweet. So yeah, we'll be setting that up and maybe get some footage to share to you guys later on. So excited about that. The other shout out I'm going to give before we end this, you know, like I said, we got 3 deer down as a team already. One of Kyle's. I'm gonna do Kyle's shout out first. Kyle rocking the dominant strands. When he bowstrings, that's a newer bow, but he put the dominant strings on it. Shooting, Kyle's never shot better in my opinion. And if you watch that video, he made a tough shot on that doe. Colton was using the brand new HXP broadheads, and he said the blood trail was phenomenal.
Can't wait. I hope I get to use it tomorrow.
Yep.
And the next day.
Yep, and that's the first year down with the new HXPs for us. We used the XPs in Canada and had nothing but good things from them. And then Colton used the FX4, which is the fixed blade head. After his missed opportunity and not finding that deer today, Jesse is switching to Rec broadheads.
I thought he was already shooting them, so that's probably why you didn't catch the deer, lad, because you're not using the Rex. But now you are, so you'll never lose a deer again.
Yep, so that should be fixed there, that issue for Jesse. I think that's all I got. You got anything else? It's been 30 minutes, so
9:31.
Yep.
We get to sleep by 10. We get 6 hours sleep. And we go slay tomorrow.
But it's okay. We're gonna be energized tomorrow, not only just from excitement, but some Patrol Roast coffee.
Patrol Roast
Get
coffee.
you some at the thinblueoutdoors.com.
Yeah, we talked about it today in the stands. If anything, you're not seeing shit in the stands, you can always have a lovely cup of Patrol Roast coffee, and I had 2 of them. They're fantastic.
Perfect. All right, guys. Like I said, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We got some good things coming. I'm happy deer season's here and been having a blast already.
Good luck, everyone. Happy hunting.